Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Hawaiiverse podcast, a podcast that supports local by riding in the back of truck beds, riding the bus, and riding fun waves in Hawaii. I'm your host, Puamakamae DeSoto, and if you haven't rode in the back of a truck bed, the bus, or a wave at some part of your life, are you even from Hawaii? Anyway, before we introduce our youngest guest ever, I just want to remind you to head over to the Apple Store and download our free Hawaiiverse app, where you can discover hundreds of local businesses and start supporting local. And while you're at it, make sure you check out my Patreon at patreon.com/kamakadias. All right, let's introduce our guest. Our guest today is a 9-time national champion from the island of Oahu. She is the first athlete in history to win both the Explorer Women's Shortboard and Longboard titles in last summer's NSSA Nationals at Huntington. In 2018, she was named the Buffalo Keaulana Waterwoman after competing in 9 events known as the Waterman Olympics. She was the youngest honoree to ever compete against an open men's division in 8 of the events and was acknowledged by the Hawaii state legislature. This local girl has been making waves since a young age and will continue to make more as her career continues. I am stoked to talk to her today. Her name is Puamakamae DeSoto. Aloha, Pua. Welcome to the podcast here at ID8 Studios. How are you doing?
Aloha. How are you? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming straight from school.
Yep.
I think you're the first guest to ever do that. It's crazy.
Yay. Yeah.
And I think I just realized I said last summer you won that stuff, but it was a couple summers ago.
Yeah. 2020, I think.
Yeah. So a lot of history that you're making. You're even making Hawaiiverse podcast history as the youngest person to ever come on the podcast. But I'm just really impressed by you and like the way you carry yourself and the way you compete as a native Hawaiian surfer. I think it's really awesome. So I'm happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the first time I met you and your ohana was in Bayfront a year or two ago. It must have been so random for you guys. You're like, who's this guy? A super short bolo head cut, just talking to my ohana, saying, "Oh, I have this podcast. Come on."
Yeah.
Must have been pretty random, right?
It was a little random, but I mean, it was cool to hear about, what you were doing. And I actually ended up looking at like everything that you've had. And I was inspired to one day hopefully come on. And I think that was like July or August. Like it took a minute to get here.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this for a while, but the scheduling and stuff.
Yeah, I remember us trying in like September and October.
Yeah, I think you got sick one time. I think I got sick one time. Scheduling just didn't work out, but we're here today, and it's gonna be an awesome episode.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And we had your dad on as well, so
that was cool.
At some point, your whole ohana might be on. I think we're gonna have Kimie soon, and that's also part of your ohana, right?
Yeah, awesome.
So the whole ohana is gonna be on the Hawaiiverse podcast. All right, so before we get into any other things, I gotta know, where are you from? Where will you grad? And what was it like growing up? I had to change that a little bit because I always ask people where you grad, but you haven't grad yet.
Aloha, o Puamakamae kui ka hana haweo ka uinoa no makaha Oahu mai au. Hele au I ke kula o Kamehameha. I ke ia manawa ke he enalune au. Ke hele ana ne au I ke kula I nā la apau. E hana I nā hana la ala a kekahi. My name is Pua. I'm from Makaha, Oahu. I go to Kamehameha schools right now, so I'll be graduating in May, which is exciting and nerve-wracking and everything in between. I'm a professional surfer, and I'm still going to school every day and doing all the, normal life stuff.
Yeah.
So just having fun with all that. Okay,
so I definitely want to talk about your life as a professional surfer and, in this era where we have social media while going to high school. But before we get into that, what was your upbringing like? How did you get into surfing, and how did you get to where you're at now?
Yeah, my dad is a world champion longboarder. I've actually had my aunties come close and had my uncles, Bruce, them all surfing Makaha, and my grandpa. And I started surfing at 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah.
they just put you on a board, or
my dad.
Is that safe? Duane, is that safe?
It was safe because my dad was there, and
yes.
he would take us in his lap in Waikiki and paddle us around the lagoon, and then when it was like super small, we'll go out and like surf the little waves, and he'll like carry us up standing up. So I surfed before I could walk.
Wow.
I was learning to swim before I could walk, and yeah, it's just been a part of my life since, I mean, I don't remember that really, but I remember when I was like 3, 4, like just playing around in Waikiki with my friends, and we had a group of like 4 families that we'd go down there every Friday for like Friday sunset sessions. And yeah, I kind of grew up surfing Waikiki and learning, you know, that area and learning from my dad. And, you know, my dad having a world title also has given me a lot of knowledge. But I think even bigger than the world title, my dad's just an overall waterman. And then on my mom's side, they're fishermen and fisherwomen. So we got that connection to the ocean from their side. And so kind of just connecting both of those.
Wow, that's amazing. I think people would love to be in your position where you just have so much culture around you, and not only like connected to the sea, you know, the kai. You also speak Hawaiian, which was really cool, which is why I found your family so interesting before I met you guys. When I first heard about you guys, that you guys go to Hawaiian Immersion School, because I've only, you know, started getting interested in the surf world in the last year or two. I started surfing myself, and I don't see too many surfers. I don't know any other surfer that's professional surfer that speaks Hawaiian. So I think that's super cool, and it's a great representation of what the future could become. Because back in the day, the surfers spoke Hawaiian because that was the language of the land. So to see you, you know, paving this path for future, you know, not only women surfers, but like native Hawaiian speaking surfers, I think it's super cool.
Yeah. When I was born into the language. It's my first language, and going to immersion really taught me a lot about the culture of it and the history of it and the stories. And I think I'm actually not the only one. There's one more, Eve Wong. And so me and her are actually the same age.
I just recently saw, because you guys had a video about like a bunch of other young upcoming surfers. I saw that.
So she also, it's her first language, and she speaks fluently, and we actually went to kindergarten together.
Oh, nice.
So
did you go to Punana Leo?
We did go to Punana Leo o Koeaha'o together, and then we went to Kamakau together, and then I ended up moving to Anuenue in first grade because I was living in Kaimuki but driving to Kahalu'u side every day for school. Yeah. And then we realized there was one like literally 5 minutes away from my house, which is Anuenue. So we moved down to there. And my great-grandmother actually re-legalized the Hawaiian language in the Con, and Grandma Frenchie, she's the one who went door to door and got the signatures to pass those laws, or that's one of the 5 laws she went to pass. And so she kind of gave me that kuleana as well to uphold my part in our language and our culture, and to continue to share it around the world and just use it to, you know, put smiles on other people's faces and to remember our culture and perpetuate it.
Yeah, definitely. So did you ever feel pressure, like you have to do this? I mean, you're still so young, and I don't know, like when I was in high school, I didn't care about the culture. I didn't care about hula, olis, the language, even though it's my first language. I went through the whole system. Like I just didn't care about it. So like, because you're in the time where I didn't care about it, like what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I feel like there's been a little pressure, I would say, with the kuleana that comes with it. But I felt like I've always kind of wanted to do it. I felt like there were moments where I'm like, mom. And that was kind of just like me being shy about it. And so I think, you know, being confident about our culture. And I think that's where I'm at, is I'm like, it's who I am. And it's kind of what's got to me to where I am. So I'm like, I love it. I love to share it. I love to speak it. I love to just be able to be it. And so I really love it and
That's
enjoy
awesome.
it. And I don't feel like it's an added pressure. I feel like it's just a part of who I am, and it is a kuleana for me to do.
Yeah, I love that. When you said you're shy, you mean like speaking the language out in public, or?
Yeah, I think at first my mom would tell me, introduce yourself in the interview in Hawaiian first. And I'd be like, but then they're going to all be confused. And then I'm going to have to speak English. And she's like, yeah, just do it. And I think, maybe like the first couple, I was like, okay, I'll do it, And then I think, over time it's like, oh, wait, this is something really special and something that I shouldn't be shy to do or scared or embarrassed or anything. Like I should be able to speak proud of, where I'm from. And I think that's kind of got to me to here.
Yeah. No, that's really awesome to hear at your age, because I remember growing up and being in the grocery store or at a sporting event, and my dad would be cheering in Hawaiian or speaking Hawaiian to us, and I would be little shy or nervous to respond back because I didn't want other people to hear me, because it's like I'm gonna be, I feel like an outcast. Like they're not gonna know what I'm saying. They're gonna be curious to like what language we're speaking, and it's crazy to think that that was back in the days. I mean, that was a long time ago.
That long ago.
That you'd be surprised how long ago it is. But it's cool to see the development of our language and how proud people are to speak it. And yeah, I think that's super cool. So what is your life like going to Kamehameha schools, also being a professional surfer? Because I guess this is one of the rare places where it happens often, because surfing is a huge part of of Hawaii. But also not only that you're a professional athlete, you're growing up in a world where social media is so prevalent. So people have thousands of followers, you have a K next to your follower count. Do you think that changes the way people treat you at school because you're a professional surfer and you have a lot of followers?
I don't see it as any different personally. Like, I don't think I'm a different person from it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm really grateful for all the people that support me and follow me, but I don't think that changes who I am as a person. I think at school, there is sometimes talk about it. I kind of just try not to talk about it. Like, I just kind of shy away from it.
Yeah,
or
like you just want to be a normal student, right?
I think, me returning to school was really about me being a normal high school student and experiencing, what school's like. Because, COVID hit when I was in 9th grade. And so I had half of 9th grade. Then we had online for the second half. And then 10th grade was online. And then 11th grade, we had the option to go back, but I took a sabbatical and did fully online at like BYU online high school program. Like, I fully did a whole different program. And then I almost did that again this year. But I learned some lessons from 11th grade doing it from my parents, and just of like, the time and effort you put into things. And I think after that, my parents were like, go back to school. And I was kind of like, at first I was like, and then I was like, okay, you know what? It's okay. We'll just do it. And I've loved it. It allows me to kind of be social and, still be a kid. I think not even on purpose. Like, I forget I'm a kid sometimes because, I've been driving myself around for 2 years. I've been, do things like this right after school. I have trainings. I have like obligations like right after school's POW. And so sometimes I get caught up in it. And so school kind of always reminds me to like, just have fun and enjoy it and be present with your friends for like long periods of time. And I don't know. I don't think the social media really changes it. I think some people say it and they like will mention it, or they'll like say comments in the hallway about it. But I don't really see any difference with it.
Yeah, that's a really cool answer. I was just curious because when I was in high school, you're not going to believe this, Instagram didn't even exist.
Okay.
So that's over 11 years ago. That's when I was in high school. But now, so like, I went to a Hawaiian immersion school up until my senior year of high school. I moved here to Kaiser. So I graduated from Kaiser. And it's not so much like, from my high school experience, it wasn't so much like you see on TV, there's these cliques and a popular crowd and whatever. It's basically people who play sports and then like everybody else in clubs and just people that intermingle. So like being popular online wasn't like a thing. you know? So there wasn't this like social status, you know? It's like if you played sports and people knew you, then you were cool, you know? But with social media now, it's like the dynamic is a little different, right?
Yeah, I would say honestly in high school it doesn't change too much. I think.
Yeah, let me know about the high school world. Take us back. Like, I'm so curious what it's like now.
Well, for me, it's like there's the sports teams. You know, there's the football players, the basketball players, the baseball players. You know, but we have like hula and ensemble. So there's the ensemble kids. Like there's the groups. I think within it all. I mean, everybody's kind of friends though. Like we all know each other. I don't think social media. I think a lot of people will know who I am. And I don't know, a lot of people get intimidated by it. Like a lot of people who definitely. Like follow me and like will message me on Instagram don't necessarily say hi at school in person. And
it's weird.
It's really weird. It's really weird. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do if you say hi. Like I'm just gonna say hi. Like I don't bite. I'm like I'm chill and just, you know, kind of enjoying it. But I kind of like that my social media appearance and my appearance of like just like me doing all these things at the same time isn't affecting me at school, because I feel like it shouldn't. Like I'm there to be a kid and, you know, be a senior in high school and hang out with friends. And I don't know, it's a little, there's the groups and there's the people who talk. There's always going to be people who talk though. And I think it's just about just giving everybody aloha. That's what I try to do. Like, you know, some people talk and I have nothing against them. I'll still be respectful and nice and yeah. Yeah,
because I hear some rumors how Kehao from the 10th grade class has to give up her seat every time you walk into the cafeteria, and she always gives you her meals, especially when they got Hawaiian food. Is that true or not?
That is not true. It is not like movies. I'm going to be honest. Like we see movies where like the kids have popularity and, you know, then like everybody, they walk through the hallway and everybody moves. It's not like that at all. And
that's what I realized.
So grateful it's not like that. I'm so happy it's not like that, because I mean, at the end of the day, social media, your followers, it's a number. And it is amazing people who support you. And I'm grateful for that. But like I said, it's not who I am. Like, I mean, I don't want to walk around with a chip on my shoulder. And there's been people like, because we have Juicy Tea pages. Like they make KSK tea pages where they like, people submit like their drama, like whatever.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. And people have submitted like that I'm like rude and I like walk around like I'm really cool or something. But I genuinely don't think I do that. Like I'm just going about my day.
It's a perception thing.
It is really. And, you know, there's like full on like Instagram accounts, multiple Instagram accounts. And you like submit your thing and then you put your name. But nobody puts their name. They just submit their thing and then put something at the bottom. And so there's been submissions of like just talking about me. And I'm not going to give it its attention. Like I don't really, if that's your perception of me, then that's your perception of me. You don't really know who I am. But it's interesting to like see that, like, you know, and just people just, I don't know, high schools can be toxic, you know, and it's scary and it's kind of a bummer in a lot of senses. Is like, guys, we're all Kanaka and we should all be uplifting one another.
Especially at Kamehameha.
Especially at Kamehameha.
Literally,
like, we should all be uplifting Kanaka. We don't need like tea pages to talk about other people and submit things like people's secrets and like things that happen in their life that, you know, they don't want to share. Like it's not for the world. Like, you know, you're still your own person, and it can become toxic at times. And I think just ignoring it, but also being just like, that's not my thing. And if people want to perceive you the certain way, let them perceive you the certain way. I mean, there's nothing more you can do but give them your energy, and that's not even worth it at the end of the day.
Very mature answer. Great. Your parents raised you very well. Yeah. But yeah, so like, I'm just curious. The reason I asked this is because like when things happened, it didn't spread as rapidly back in the days, where if something happens, you know, like you say, you have tea pages, like everybody knows instantly.
It's bad.
Right? Now, before it kind of had to get around, or you kind of hear rumors, whispers around the hallway, whatever. But now, because it's so things are so accessible, it's like I feel like the whole like experience is different.
Yeah, bullying is so common, and it's sad to see. It's honestly like I've seen some posts on like the T pages, and it's like, wow, you guys really like, people are just so insecure about themselves, and they're just giving so much negative energy to people, and they don't even know who these people are, and it's sad. It like honestly, it breaks my heart, some of the things people submit, and then they post it like ha ha ha, and then people are like screenshotting it and posting it on their own things, or they're commenting on it, and literally it's insane how fast things spread. And not only in high school, but just in general, in today's world. Yeah. And you do one thing in the eye of 5 people and 20 people will know. And like in a day, at least 20 people, and that's crazy to like go to sleep in a night, honestly. You go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and so many people know. And now these pages, like there's one of like all 3 schools of Iolani, Kamehameha, and Punahou. And it's like, okay, now why do we have to share our drama with them and their drama with us? Like, why can't we just do our thing? It's just unnecessary, because I don't know why, you have to submit things like that. Yeah. Like, and I don't really understand it. Like, what does it give you? Does it make you feel better about yourself for a second? I don't know. And so I don't really like all that and how toxic it is. But it's, people are bored. People got nothing better to do. For sure.
I think I hope some of your classmates or high schoolers are listening to this, because I promise you, people probably tell people this. It is not going to matter. In all. 5 to 10 years, the people who are bullying and doing all these things, they're just going to look back and be like, I was an idiot. I feel so bad for doing this to this person, because the person that you're bullying is probably going to be your boss one day.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I think of it, or I try to think of it, because in general, I overthink about a lot of things. And, like originally when I saw that post, I was actually like, I was sad. I was in tears. I was like at lunch, my best friend showed me, and I'm like, is this really what the people here see of me? Like, I don't feel like I'm like that, and it can really tear a person down. And sure. I think for me, like mine really wasn't that bad. It was just a perception of me. But like it broke me for a moment. I was like, wow, this is really what people think. And, for a couple of days, I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Like you guys like, and now the whole school sees it. Everybody's looking at me different. Like what did I do? I didn't do anything to you guys, And it's like, honestly, I try to remind myself, like, it's not going to matter. It's drama. It's a rumor. I mean, maybe at like the 5-year, 10-year reunion, someone will bring something up, but like, I hope it doesn't matter. And
trust me, it will not. Guarantee it will not. And I
just hope other people will understand that, the people who are being talked about so much and stuff. Yeah. It's like, guys, just ignore it. Just it hurts. It's not like it doesn't hurt. Like you can't act like something like that just is, oh, whatever, it's fine. Like some people are like that. I was personally hurt by it at first, and then I think it's realizing it and just looking at it and just being like, you know what, whatever. It doesn't affect who I want to be, who I am. So just keep going. Yeah.
And you got a lot of more important things to worry about, like your surfing career.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky in that sense too, is I have other
distractions.
Yeah, I have things to channel my energy to, and things to do and get done. But some people don't. And, some people who the comments are about don't. And so I think it's like finding something to do and just distracting yourself, not looking at it, unfollow the page. You don't need to see the drama. Yeah. I've honestly because I've followed a couple of the pages just to see like what's going on in like my school. And it's like, honestly, it's unnecessary. Like I don't need to look at all this. And I actually ended up like unfollowing everybody a couple days ago, because I was just like, why am I following? Why am I supporting this? Why am I following this? Like, it's not. I mean, if there's something, my friends will show me, but I don't need it. It's nothing that I need to channel my energy towards.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest. When you're in it and you're pretty young and you're not really thinking about consequences, it's hard not to get not necessarily involved in it, but like sucked into it. Like somebody sends you something and you're like, oh, that's kind of funny, but you're not really thinking like how that other person is feeling, like the butt of the joke.
For sure.
I mean, I remember growing up in high school, middle school, kind of like being mean to each other, kind of teasing each other was kind of the norm. Not always in like a very bad way. I'm gonna make you cry, but making jokes and but this is all in person,
Yeah.
But then the whole aspect of online bullying, online harassment is like a whole new era.
People hiding behind their screens.
Yes, exactly.
And
not just in high school, just in general.
Oh, in general, the whole world. Like I've seen like TikTokers just get bullied for posting on TikTok and being who they are. And it's like, if you don't want to watch my content, then just block me. Yeah. Block me and you'll never see another thing of me. Yeah. Block me. That doesn't bother me, and it's sad to see it really affects mental health of a lot of people and a lot of kids and a lot of adults as well. I mean, it's just unnecessary, and then these people get to hide behind their screen and ha ha ha, and especially with our school, it's like you'll never know who put it up unless they come out, but nobody's gonna come out. Yeah. They're none of a lot of the people who say it on the stuff, they can't say it to your face. That's why they're trying to find an outlet of spreading something or saying something. And
it gives them this sort of rush where
if they feel a problem, it gives them power for a good 2 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Once they submit it, they're like, woohoo, and then it's like, did that serve you for any real purpose?
Not everybody has 9 national championships, so
no, but I don't think that even matters. Honestly, it's like
I'm gonna move this this cup right now because it's just clicking. I'll put it right over here. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I do have a lot of things going on, and I think I'm lucky in that sense of just having things to do, and
but that's what more people need.
And it is what more people need, and sometimes I empty my schedule and I have nothing to do, and then I'm like, oh my God, I need to do something, and I get anxious, and so it's media, and then you go on social media and you do whatever, and or I create things for myself to do sometimes when I'm not busy or when I have a chance to journal and do all there's so many things you can do, and I mean it's hard. High school's hard. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard. It's hard. The people, teachers, and I've had a way different experience than a lot of people have. With surfing, and a lot of people at school struggle with it, and I think it's something that you can support others at school, and I kind of always try to if someone needs me, I try to support them at school, and just I don't know, I don't see the titles. I don't see honestly, when I look in the mirror, I don't see titles. I don't see Waterwoman, I don't see 9 titles. I just see
West Side Hammer.
Okay, maybe a little bit of that.
My dad's Duane DeSoto. What's up? Come at me.
No, honestly, I see a 17-year-old who's Hawaiian who just wants to keep motivating other people and pushing other people. I honestly that's what I want to do. Yeah. And it's sometimes I can get caught up in it. I'm not gonna lie. There's moments where I haven't been humble, and it's but it's those moments were
it's
unnecessary.
Part of the human experience, part of growing up. It's part of life. So,
I've learned a lot of things the hard way.
Definitely.
But you know what? I mean, learning.
Awesome.
At least we're taking from it.
As long as you're aware. That's all. So what is your favorite thing about high school, your high school experience?
Oh my God. I think my favorite thing was that I get to reconnect with some of my friends who in freshman year got me through freshman year, because I definitely did not care. I was just I want to go surf after school. So conscious about surfing. And so it's cool to reconnect with all my closest friends. I think I really liked it because I was able to just be a kid and not have the pressure of the world on me. I feel like a lot of times outside of school, surfing or just doing the things I commonly do, there's so many eyes watching, and school there is too, but I think I got to just go there every day, wear the same uniform everybody else is wearing, kind of have no responsibilities. I mean, I still have things I have to do for like surfing and all the business stuff of surfing and everything else, but I just got to be present and in the moment. And I feel like when I was online, I was so excited and happy because I could travel and I could, I could sleep in and I could kind of just, in a sense, be a little bit lazier. And so I think it also really is motivating me a little bit more to just be more productive. And I mean, I dedicate 10 p.m. to like 3 p.m. every day to school, like sleep in school. So homework, sleep in school. So, I mean, outside of that, from like 3 to 10, it's like I only have 3 hours of daylight, 3.5 hours, 4 for lucky, sometimes 2. And then that goes to my training. And after that, it's like, okay, now I have to see my family. I have to go home. Like, I don't know. I've lived a very different high school life than a lot of people. And it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, and something you will reflect on a lot as you get older too, and you talk about other people's experience as well. But talk about your ohana. You come from a very big family. Like how many of?
There's 8 kids.
8 kids,
and then my mom and dad. Yeah.
And counting, or they're gonna stop at 8.
They're pau, but we've had a lot of like hanai siblings and foster siblings that have come in and out as well. So there's a total of 12 kids if you include everybody. But like 8 that have been since I was born. Yeah. Solid all the way through from keiki to graduation. So, well, not really the younger ones, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, and then what's that like?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I love it. I'm used to it, I feel like. And my little siblings were like my babies, basically. When I was younger, like I've always took a mother role in a sense over my siblings sometimes. Just bad too at sometimes. But, in the good parts of it, it's taught me a lot about just being like an older sister, and it's fun and it's crazy, and we probably fight every day, like 10 times a day, about seatbelts and where you're gonna sit in the car. Like it's all that kind of stuff. But I think like at the end of the day, I know that they got me, and I think that's super special. And I'm really grateful for just that and being able to, have these people supporting me. And I will be honest, when I'm away from it too long, I miss it. Like I miss fighting with my siblings, and like I miss
put her in MMA.
Well, not like that. I tried sparring with my sister. I was kind of scared to spar with my sister, honestly. Do not go on Instagram. It's really bad. But
there's a video of it.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, Jordan, find that and post it. Put it on this video.
Because I was so honestly, it's like I don't like to be violent. I feel like if there's moments where I have to be violent, I will be violent, which I've never had to be violent at all in my life. Yeah. In a very like I've never been in a fight. Like I don't like that stuff. Like
take it out in surfing.
Yeah, take it out in the water. But so like we'd like spar my siblings, and my brothers go at it. Like they both go at it together, and my sister would go at me, and I'm just like. Like, and I could box. Like I boxed like a little bit, like practice and stuff, but it's like it's just not fun. But I miss it. Like I've done traveling where I've been gone for a month or 2, and it's like, oh my God, I need to go home. Like I need to see my siblings and just get in a fight with them about something and then laugh about it later.
Yeah. And I love that family
It makes you appreciate every moment, and it also makes you see like, you know what, fights are unnecessary for sure, but
sometimes they bring you closer. I mean, I got 5 siblings, so like growing up, and like the coolest thing I think about siblings is you get in a fight, you yell at each other, maybe somebody punches a hole in a wall or a door or whatever, but then after that you're like, hey, you want a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
And then you're just watching the same TV right next to them on the couch.
Oh, that's the best part. It's like you can have like the biggest full-blown fight and you're still staying in the same room as them or next door to them. You still got to eat at the dinner table. You're forced to like still be present. You're like, sometimes you're like,
make
sometimes
amends.
it takes time,
Life lessons within all of that.
Honestly, yeah. Sometimes it takes time, but I think it's like, it's kind of cool. We get to just resolve it. And I think it's better when families are close to resolve it, because if you're distant, then you guys just end up not caring. But yeah, big family, crazy, chaotic. Chaotic is one word to define my family. I mean,
that many people.
Well, and it's like all of us had different passions and different paths. So like my older brother, he was in football, and then he did modeling, and then he kind of did surfing, and then my sister's a fashion designer who did water polo. I tried to do volleyball when I was younger. My dad was like, pick something else.
You said it in a nice way, like you will probably be better at other things, you know?
No, it was because my dad like would sit in the car at my volleyball practices with my 4 younger siblings, and he'd lose his mind. Like, is this really what we're gonna spend our time doing? Like,
where surfing, you can just be in the water.
We're surfing, my siblings stay in the water. So then when I was like,
when I met all you guys.
So then at 11, I was like, what about surfing? And they're like, yeah, you know. But it's like we have all different paths. My brothers skate, surf, you know, going to school. My brother's now on online school. It's like everybody has had just such different paths. So we're always doing something. My dad runs a nonprofit. He's been running for 15 years now. My mom runs like
300 million businesses.
Exactly. And so it's like there's just always things going on, and I think that's what's exciting. And we're grateful for like that we're busy. Like I'm happy that I'm busy all the time. I think sometimes you can get stressed out about it, but most of the time it's like yeah,
it's cool that you guys have this thing that brings you together, which is surfing, being in the water, even culture. Like you guys can all do it together as a family, you know? Like when I met you, you had like a couple of younger siblings surfing, you were surfing, your dad was taking somebody else on a boogie board. Like, I thought that was so cool. I was like, that's how I want to have my family in the future. Like you do these events together. You guys have the Buffalo event every year. That's super cool. It brings all the ohana and friends together. I would say when I saw you guys surfing at Bayfront, I was like, I'm just trying to be out here and kook it up, and now I got to surf next to world champion surfers. Like, it's so intimidating.
It's funny because I remember growing up, or I mean, not even growing up, still to this day, like going out at Keaulana's, and you just see everybody's head drop because it's not one of us.
Yeah.
It's not 2 of us. A lot of times it's like 6 of us.
Yeah. And I'm not going to try to cut you guys off because I know who you guys are.
I mean, some people try, but like, then you can do it with my dad. So, you know,
exactly.
If you want to, that's up to you. I don't know. I'm pretty chill, but people were like, oh, is it only you? Oh, everybody's here? Oh my God. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go, guys. I love it. I'm like, come on, guys. I try to rally everybody. Let's all go for a surf session.
Let's just take over this whole entire surf spot.
Yeah, let's like ruin some days. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's awesome.
I'm joking. But
It is nice to have that kind of alpha feeling. For example, when you're surfing, I mean, I'm nowhere near at the level of you guys, but like, for example, I would surf at like rock piles, bowls, in-betweens. At in-betweens, it's a lot of like mix of people, some locals, a lot of tourists, maybe some beginners. So over there, I'm so comfortable. I'm like, I'm going to go on every single wave. Unless it's a local person, I like let them go.
That's nice.
But then I'm just like, I'm just like, okay, cool. I feel like this is my zone. But then when I go over a little bit to bowls, like actual bowls, and there's like some real good surfers, some uncles over there, then I'm just like put in my place again. Like, I'll wait 10 waves until I finally get a wave.
See, yeah, I've honestly like being home, and a lot of the places I've surfed, there's the locals, but there's a lot of kids who aren't from here, who have moved here, who have that privilege of moving here, and now they're being raised in surfing, and now they're going to be representing Hawaii in 10 years. Like, there's so many of these kids that I do get comfortable, honestly. Like, I'm like, you know what, this is, you know, if you're going to snake me, like, I'm not going to give you waves. I'm sorry. Like, I think it's like, it's a respect thing. You know, it's like, you know, there's some kids who like will paddle past me like they don't know me. And I'm like, come on, you've said hi to me when I said hi to you first, but you don't say hi when you say hi to me first. And I think in the water, it's like, you know, there's moments where you feel like, I feel at home, honestly, when I'm home. I struggle when I travel because I'm like,
you're the haole.
I'm the haole. I'm that, you know, I'm the person that isn't from that aina, you know? And so it's like, it's intimidating, and I understand that feeling
It's a
a
weird
lot. And it's a
feeling,
weird
yeah.
feeling. And it's like, you know, you're in these places to train for competition, but also it's like, there's a point where it's like, you still have to be really respectful.
Mm-hmm.
So I trip out when people come to Hawaii and act like whatever kind.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, honestly, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be the bad guy. I do not want to yell at people unless I really have to. I think there's moments where I should have, you know, like told people like, come on, buddy, like this is not where you act like that, you know, but it's like, I'm about like showing respect and you'll get it back too. So it's like, just aloha kekahikai, just give each other love. But people don't understand that. Like
they come from a different
crazy.
culture. That's why
It's
not everyone in the world
different
isn't
culture,
like that.
different raising, different place. Like some places you have to be scrappy to get waves, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, I don't know, it's interesting though. And it's like some people, you don't need to be rude about it. I don't think, you know, if somebody's doing something, you really need to snap at them or, you know, throw a punch right there. I think there's a communication part that a lot of people lack here in Hawaii, you know, on our behalf, on the Kanaka half and on the local half, you know, but I think it's like some people just don't understand it. And like there's people who will be blatantly rude about it and you're just like, oh really? Like just go in already. Like I don't want to, like it's hard. It's hard because I've seen like I've been regulated in town by people and it's like, and they're like, oh, we're local here, we surf every day. And I'm like, okay, like I don't, like honestly, like I'm Kanaka, I'm Native Hawaiian, you are local, so you've moved here at some point.
Their family's been coming here every 6 months for the last 10 years to stay
worse.
at a timeshare in Waikiki.
That's worse. But there's people who like, you know, they surf these breaks every waves, and I have respect for them. Like I'm not going out there just like circling people and circling people. I mean, if there's a good wave and nobody's going, like I'm gonna go, and if there's a good wave, some moments I will go and I'll take it. And I mean, in a sense, like it's our home. Like I mean, why I shouldn't not be able to surf my home? Like I should be comfortable at home.
Yeah.
And there's like places where I'm not comfortable at home, and it's like, it's just like the local people, you know, people, they don't, like I said, like they miss the communication part.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a bummer to see, honestly. And it's like, I think my other thing is like, there's so many waves in the ocean. Like, guys, there will be another wave. Like, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine and you'll not remember this in like 2 weeks, in like 2 days. Like, you will not remember this. You'll just go out there, and sure, there's moments where you have to, you know, go far, I guess. But I don't know. It's interesting traveling because I definitely feel that. And I think even sometimes when I'm home, and this is trippy, and this is kind of like something I've been working on, it's like at home with certain people in the water, I feel uncomfortable. Like we could be surfing anywhere. We could be surfing Makaha. If there's people who are like maybe really good or like I look up to, it's like I shy away from like showing my talents. And so that's kind of something
you don't want to mess up in front of them. That's why. Is that it?
Yeah. It's about, you know, it's about what they think about me, I would say, which is, guys, don't worry about what other people think about you. Yeah. I'm working on it myself. It's hard. It's honestly like, I think growing up in Hawaii, like we've seen everything get picked apart and just so many things like judged. So we've kind of grown up in like this world where people are just judgy. Yeah. And
well, especially in the surf culture, there's a lot of layers to it too, where it's a judgmental environment. I don't think on purpose, just because you see everybody go on waves. You're like, when you go, there's only one wave at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, especially learning, it's hard because that fear of judgment is so real. And surfing around people who are better than you, it's like you don't want to go and mess up and then you just wasted a wave for these other people. So there's that. There's so many aspects of it.
That's exactly how I think. And that is honestly like the total wrong way to think of something. You know, it's like I've looked at it like, oh, I'm going to waste like at pipe. Like pipe is intimidating for me to surf because it's sketchy. It's scary. It's a heavy wave. Now, there's also 200 people out there. There's 100 cameras on the beach waiting to get your clip or your fail clip.
Yeah.
You know, waiting. And it's like, I get super intimidated because I think the same thing. It's like, I don't want to waste a wave. Like, if they're going to go and get barreled and come get spit out, like, woohoo, good, like, go. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, so you're just going to sit there and not learn and not grow? Like, because you're limiting yourself at that point. And so I think pipe this year was much easier than last year. I was more like, just go, eat it, learn. Like, don't think about it. Just go. And there's still moments where I'm like, oh, but it's such a good one. And it's like, I don't want to be that person. Like, you know, or like, and it's happened where I've ruined a wave and I paddle back out and the boys are like, the 15-year-old boys like, oh my God, like, why did you like do that? Why did you do that? You just wasted that wave. And I'm like, really, guys? And they're like, no, like, you know, they say it, but they mean it more in a funny way.
Yeah, it's like a little tease, right?
It's a tease, and then they're like, and then on the next wave, after I just messed up, they're like, go Pua, go Pua, go Pua. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you guys. Like, you know,
it can be supportive,
There's supportive, like, that's why I enjoy surfing pipe with all the kids and, like, the boys, and just, like, paddling out with the ones that are younger than me that are ripping pipe, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like you. And it's cool because they're like, they're all, at the end of the day, do want, like, us to get barreled and to have that moment. And
that's what it's all about, is just that stoke where you can be stoked for other people too. I love watching people, like, especially paddling out and you see them on a wave and just like shouting something out, or when they paddle out, be like, "Brah, that was a sick wave." Or like, I love that.
Yeah, I've some clips of like me getting barreled at pipe, like my first couple like semi-real barrels. Like I've yet to get like a good solid barrel at Piper Backdoor, but I've had a lot of small ones or a lot that haven't been videoed.
Me too. I have like so many waves that are like 30 feet that I just haven't. I got barrel, but it's not on video. Like I get it like all the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for real. just trust me. I lost my GoPro.
No, but like honestly, like I haven't had like a special pipe moment yet. You know?
I mean,
and I've been out there only 2 years. Like it's my second year out there. Like I mean, I want to get that barrel badly, but at the same time, everybody's like, it's time. And I'm like, but I want it now. Like, I don't want to wait, you know, but it's being patient with it and going with the ocean. And I have clips of like the kids like raising their hands and like screaming and like standing on their board and like cheering me on in like these smallest like barrels. And like, and I'm like, oh, thanks guys. Like, it makes you feel good about it. Like, you're like, oh my God, like I'm learning, I'm getting it. But like genuinely these kids, and a lot of times it's for jokes and to tease, like, oh my God, you got barreled. And then they're like, you know, that was just like a foot. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, thanks guys. Like, I don't know what to say, but it's cool to have that support in the water. Like there's definitely people who want to support you and want to cheer you on. And it makes you feel more comfortable in the lineup. At the end of the day, there's always going to be moments and people who are going to challenge you, and a challenge doesn't have to be put in front of your face. It's just there. So it's like kind of up to you. Yeah,
for sure. Awesome. Very interesting. The whole dynamic of surfing and everything is just like, especially at those crowded spots when there's big waves. I see clips of, you know, people going on waves and there's like 50 people. I'm thinking, how does one even decide who goes or not? It's I don't know. Dunk and pull. How do people do that? It's honestly, there's a couple things. So one, there's always gonna, like at pipe especially, there's gonna be actually everywhere in Hawaii, there's gonna be a hierarchy. Like, but how do you determine that? Like, oh, you just know. What if I just came here from Australia and I'm a decent surfer and I'm in the lineup? How do I get a wave? You sit in the inside and wait for your turn. Honestly, and that could be like multiple days, and right? That could be hours and hours. I've gone out there and spent 5 hours to catch one wave that I did not even get barreled on. It's not like I'm like from here. I've gone every day, every winter, the last 2 winters, every day, and I still haven't gotten that barrel. 1, 2. I've like some days I'll go out and spend 5 hours and get one bad wave in because it's dark. There's moments like that. I think
I think it's hard because when I started surfing at Pipe, actually, like, I knew the uncles. I know who's out there. I know who's gonna go. And at the end of the day, they're always gonna give you a chance. The uncles are always gonna give you one chance. I'm not saying go out there and sit by them. You're not gonna get anything. I mean, it's like they're watching. They're conscious of everything going on around them. And if you are committed first to the wave, they'll look at that. You know, they'll be like, oh, okay, like, shoot, like, she actually wants to go. Like, you know, people pull back or people will call you in. Then that's your wave. Yeah. And you can burn whoever you want and go, which is scary. But, you know, it is kind of what happens. And it's just something you kind of know. I think in surfing, if you're going to surf pipe, you should be at least that educated to know who the people who surf pipe that are good are, who are like kind of like, you know, and where to sit, and never sit at the peak. That's my advice at pipe. Do not go straight to the peak, you know, because you're not going to really get a wave. Like, you're not gonna. And it's tricky. It's hard because it's like if you were someone who just came from Australia, like, if you can handle it, be out there. A lot of people are out there and I'm like tripping out. Like,
you should not be out here.
There's people who paddle out there and I'm like, you can't even paddle straight and you're like leaning side to side while you're paddling, and it's like, you should go in, and they're like, oh, you're like being against me, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm
saving your life
right now, and you know, you should take that. I don't know. But like I'm a kaha. Like Uncle Bruce will sit at the peak in a way anybody's going, and he's gonna go, and he's gonna probably yell out, oh, the girls get the priority. Like, he does that, you know, when we surf. These girls get the priority, or all the girls get the priority over all you men, and if, you know, they want to go, you better let them go. Like, Uncle, like, there's moments of, like, communication, too, but, I mean, I don't know. I think you should know it, and if you don't know it, then you need to educate yourself on it, because, or just go out there and figure it out yourself. I think if you're conscious of what's going on, you'll figure it out. Like, I don't know.
Just don't be a dick in the water.
I think, you know what, in Hawaii, in all of Hawaii, a lot of people like to be like, oh my God, like, I don't want to get like discriminated or like, you know, bullied by the haoles or like snapped at, or like, I'm scared to go to North Shore, like this type of people or this group of people. And it's like, if you come with aloha in all aspects of you coming to Hawaii, they're going to give you aloha. There will be moments where people, locals, Kanaka, will have moments of like, but sometimes that's not really towards, you know, the person specifically. And I think it's like, you have to come here conscious. Not of just the history and the stories and whatever. You have to be conscious of how we are as Kanaka.
Yeah, how people interact with each other.
And it's like, if you come here with respect and aloha, that's what I tell everyone. Because people are like, oh, how do I go there and like surf the North Shore and not get in trouble, or like not get yelled at by this uncle or that uncle? And it's like, come.
Don't do anything dumb.
And be respectful.
Yeah.
Like, it's really is that simple. It's not complicated. It's like the word haole. Like, haole does not mean like you're a bad person, or, you know, I think nowadays it's been turned into that. But really it's like, you don't have the ha. You don't have the breath of the Kanaka. It's like same with aloha. Like, aloha doesn't mean like tikis and all this like stuff, like grass skirts and coconut bras. Like, that's not what aloha is. Aloha is to share that connection of the ha and the alo to alo connection, the face to face interaction. So it's interesting. A lot of these words have been kind of blown out of proportion, and people, if you come respectful, you'll leave perfectly fine, and you'll have a good experience. There's also there's also moments where I feel like sometimes Hawaii is just not for some people, and I've heard people say it. It's like, if you are meant to be in Hawaii, you'll be called back, and if you're not meant to be in Hawaii, you won't be called back. And so it's like, I don't know. It just is. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Preach. Okay, so we're gonna go into a quick segment by KTA Superstores, located on the Big Island of Hawaii. Before we get into Instagram questions, okay?
Okay.
So today, you're someone special, and you receive these cookies. You can choose whichever one. You can try them now if you want, or you can wait after the podcast. and they're from KTA, the special mountain apple brand. Okay, so the cool thing about this is it's not only super ono, but 10 cents of every lava cookie purchase is donated to the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park to help perpetuate the culture, biology, and geology of the parks. Hawaii Pacific Parks provide funding to protect native species, promote youth interest and involvement, support cultural events, festivals, and more. You know, they say, bring the goodness of Hawaii home with Mountain Apple brand products from KTA Superstore. Produce, grown, or manufactured in Hawaii to support the local economy. And, you know, we're all about supporting local and keeping things here in Hawaii. And KTA does such a good job of that. I'm sure you've been to one when you were in Hilo.
Yep.
That's a staple for all families to go to. I don't know if you ever tried these cookies.
I have not. Can I open one?
But yeah, go try it. Try it right now. What flavor do you have?
I have lilikoi.
Oh, that's a good one. And this is taro and nuts and red hot lava cookies. So
I'm interested what that tastes like.
this is crispy chocolate chip macadamia nut
But it's
cookies
like
with a
spicy?
little kick of heat. I don't like spicy, but
I'll try it.
Okay, we'll try it. Try everything once. One thing I probably won't try is surfing pipe though, but other than that, I'll try everything once. Let's see. Red hot lava cookie.
How did yours open so easy? Oh, there you go.
Hey, you might be a professional surfer, but I'm a professional snack eater, so I got you beat on this.
Okay, wait, I'll try that one.
Okay, try it out.
I'll try this one. Spicy?
Good macadamia nut. Oh, just a warning, if you're into ASMR, keep listening. If not, fast forward about 5 minutes. No, I don't feel the kick. It's good.
It's good.
I don't really know where the kick, yeah.
Yeah.
The kick of heat. Maybe you're supposed to warm it up.
What?
Oh wait, no, I think I'm getting a little tingle now.
The aftertaste.
Yeah. I'm
I noticed it in my first bite.
The chocolate chips kind of cover it. That's why. I'm sure the lilikoi is really good too. Mahalo. Oh, they're thin. I don't know if you guys can see this.
I love lilikoi.
Oh, that's Ono. Wow, I'm impressed.
That is really good.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's probably my favorite.
The lilikoi? Well, take it home. Share with your Ohana. You guys can have one each, maybe.
Perfect.
Okay, I already know the tower one's going to be good, but make sure you guys go check them out at KTA. They have 7 locations on the Big Island of Hawaii. And just remember, you're someone special every day at KTA. All right, so we'll take a break and we'll be back with Instagram questions. All right, and we're back from a cookie break. All right. First question comes from Tony Tosh. This person wants to know, what are your hopes and dreams for people, Kai and Aina of Makaha?
Oh, that's a good question. One of my dreams in Makaha and hope is to give more access to our keiki out there and to honestly bring some native Hawaiian hammers, like, you know, get some of these kids, because there's so many kids out there that actually surf really good that just don't have that shining moment or that opportunity to even get to like the North Shore, you know, to like experience that life. And so we've done it, you know, a couple years now where we'll take a couple kids like for the first time to the North Shore and just like show them around and like take them in the water. And so I think that's one of my biggest things is to just give access. We want more world champions out of the West Side and Makaha. And I think I also just want to connect with my community a little bit more. I think that honestly, I'm connected with the surf world, but distant from the rest of it. And so, yeah, I would love to give back and connect more with the community. And
that's a really good answer. Because, but what I'm wondering is, what is the age limit for kids that you got to take out? Is it 29 or 30? What is considered a kid these days?
I think you can always be a kid at heart.
All right, I'm
if
gonna
you want to
join.
be a kid at heart. Nah, I mean, honestly, like, not only the kids. I think there's opportunity for, and I also want to just do like, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. It's I don't know. It's
write them down.
a lot of thinking about it because like I want to do more like bringing people to Makaha to educate our people of Makaha as well, and then also taking the people of Makaha out and sharing them with the world. So, yeah.
Has there ever been a world champ from Makaha in like the WSL tour, like
Sunny Garcia?
Oh, Sunny
was. Oh my God, you're really putting me on the spot.
Oh
right
no,
now.
it's all right. That's what Kuku is for.
What was? I can't remember.
Yeah, so here we
but
can Google.
He's from the west side. He is from the west side. So Sunny Garcia would be the closest to that.
But not from Makaha.
He's from Makaha. Yeah.
Oh,
Sunny
okay.
Garcia. Wow, I'm so blanking right now, and this is so bad.
Oh, when I type world champ, you come up. Puamakamae
My dad? Jesus, my dad?
Hano Havel Maunale Kaihui DeSoto.
What are you looking at?
I just
Really
typed in
up?
WSL champ from Makaha, and it says Lennox Smith, Makaha Free Surf Magazine, and then underneath that is your whole entire name.
Why is my whole name on there?
DeSoto is honored to be a national championship. Her proudest accomplishment to date is winning the Waterwoman Award at the Buffalo Big Board Surfing.
What is that from? What article?
Free Surf Magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways.
My dad. There you go. My dad's one of them. He's a world.
Well, I know that, but I'm asking like as it like I mean like shortboarding.
Okay, shortboarding.
Like how John.
Sunny would be the
closest.
He's the one. He's the one from the west side that is.
You next?
Shortboarding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Next question comes from Maria_Kimmich. This person wants to know, what was your biggest challenge you had to overcome to get where you are today?
I think honestly, I'm in the challenge right now, and it's kind of a mental health challenge. I've had a lot of rough experiences when I was younger in surfing, and interactions with some people in the surf world, and it scarred me for years. And I think now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, it's been 4 years. Am I still gonna let this bother me? And so it's been a lot of conversations with my mom and my dad about kind of just getting over this hump of like these excuses, you know, like using these excuses, like it happened, it is what it is, I need to move on. So I think my biggest challenge right now is just finding who I am as a surfer, and not being the surfer everybody else wants me to be, but being who I am and who I want to be. And so I'm in the challenge of, you know, just allowing things that happened in the past to not affect me anymore. And it's hard. It's really hard. And yeah, that's kind of the challenge. I want to love surfing like more than I love it now. And I think I've struggled over the years with that. So yeah.
I mean, I could totally see that, where it's like, this is basically your whole entire life. Your whole entire childhood is just surfing, right? So it's, and like there's other things you want to do, your college, you know, and like you have other passions. So I can see how that can be very challenging, trying to choose between both of them.
Yeah.
Or just one, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I say I have like 3 or 4 paths. I don't think surfing's gonna, I mean, I'm gonna surf. Whether it's competitive or not, I'm gonna surf. Like, it's what I love, and it's gonna be I'm the surfer. Like, that's what I am. I'm a surfer, you know? But I think, like, I have so many bigger goals in community and in finding who I am, and just, you know, uplifting others who may want to do this as well. So there's a lot, and I think, like, I've had a lot of pressure on me from a young age. And so, you know, that's also what I'm in the middle of right now, is like finding who do I want to be as a surfer? What's the goal? What's the end goal? And I have my end goals in mind, you know, but how am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? How am I going to push myself to continue through the hard moments of it? And how am I going to make sure I keep loving surfing and not have moments where I just don't want to surf like I've had in the past?
For sure. So who are some of the surfers that you look up to, like that you kind of strive to be? Where it's like, if we're talking in the competitive surfing world, like Carissa, you know, she's like the GOAT so far, you know, of like native Hawaiian surfers. But then you have, you know, someone like Kikoa Kazumaro, who's a free surfer, who has his own business. He's like an entrepreneur, surfpreneur, you know? Is that more of the path you see yourself going, or more competitive? Because it doesn't sound like you, I mean, as of right now, you don't have to have the answer, you know? But, or like Kilea Moniz, who's kind of like a lifestyle, right? Roxy girl.
I think I do have a path in it competitively, honestly, and that's my 11-year-old self. You know, when I sat down with my parents and I was like, oh, I want to be a professional surfer, and they were like, what? And, you know, it's like, I want to compete. I love competing. I love winning. Like, you know, losing sucks. It's hard, you know, but you learn from them. But I love winning. I love competing. I love traveling the world and doing that. I think, though, over the last couple of years is I've lost the reason why I've been surfing my whole life. I've lost my connection to surfing in the sense I've had it since a child because of the competition. And so, I mean, I'm doing Challenger Series. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna come May 1st. I'm training for 2 months straight to get ready for Challengers. Like I'm in it. I'm doing the competitions. But I'm also going to be doing the community. I'm going to be doing the lifestyle. I kind of want to do it all. And that's hard and it's challenging. And I think for me, it's like just leaving the opportunities open. I don't want to close any doors. I think I've definitely forgot that, like, I don't need to be on tour next year. I mean, I want to be. That would be amazing. Would I be ready for that? I don't know. And so it's like, honestly, I have time to kind of blossom into the person I'm supposed to be.
You're only 17 years. People, remember, she's still in high school. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I've had pressure to be, I have peers who are on tour. I've competed against, and like watching them being like, oh my God, like that's kind of what I need to do. Like I need to push myself harder. I need to train harder. And some people just want to compete. And I'm honestly not that type of person fully. A lot of people are very aggressive with it, and I'm kind of like more calm, and I want to experience it. I want to just enjoy the experience and learn and have fun. So yeah, I mean, I still think I have a great path in competition as long as I want it, or I feel like it will push me to become a better surfer. Not only like my techniques, but my connection to surfing and who I am as a person.
Definitely. Awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mahalo. Okay, next question comes from Surf Jack's Pilot. This person wants to know, probably hard to pick one, but what is the most epic surf trip that first pops into your mind?
This is my uncle from Florida.
Oh.
Hello. My favorite surf trip, probably one of my favorite surf trips was... Okay, there's a couple. Yeah, this is hard to pick one. I'm going to give you a couple. So the first one is Maldives. Oof. Stayed on a boat with one of my sponsors, Smile Wave Fun, for a week. That was amazing to like just live on a boat. Wake up, jump out,
wow.
surf. We had to like hand fish off the boats at night, and I caught like big fishes, and I've a history of family of fishermen, and fisherwomen, but it's like my brother is kind of taking that. I haven't really like fully grasped it. And so it's like, that was one fun one. I think another fun one, and that was more of a community one, was actually also with Smile Wave Fun when we went to South Africa. That was nice. That one I really loved because it was eye-opening and it was special. I got to work with a nonprofit, Surfers Not Street Children, who are working to take kids off the street and take them in the water and give them a different path and show them that there is a way out. And so that was very eye-opening for me as a person, as a teenager. And, you know, they have it hard in some places over there. And those kids, there's some kids who have it really hard. And I think being able to see that at such a young age has helped me a lot. Yeah, Tahiti, Brazil. I mean, I've enjoyed every trip I've been on. Yeah. So it's kind of, that's why it's hard to pick. Like Brazil, we got to connect with 3 tribes of Brazil, the Amazonians and a couple other tribes. And it's like creating that connection and that like putting a bridge between our culture and their culture and meeting in the middle and finding out like, about each other and just being able to experience each other's worlds is special.
Yeah, it's so cool that you get to travel and learn about these other places because you learn a lot about yourself and like how the world works. And not everybody gets to do that, especially at a young age. So it's good that you get to have that and bring it back to Hawaii and share that with your peers. And that's the one cool thing about your life is not only you're getting to surf these really cool surf spots, but you're getting to experience the world and how these people live, and gives you perspective on, people who have less than us, and like I was right over at Madagascar for 3 years, and like seeing poverty firsthand and how people live, it totally changes your life, your worldview, and you don't come back and look at the world the same. So the fact that you had that at only 17, I went when I was 23, like you got a couple years ahead of me. So that's so awesome. I'm so stoked for you.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have kind of the opportunities, and I'm lucky to have people who keep giving me opportunities like this, and it's fun and it's cool, and it's super fun to connect with the kids in South Africa and take them surfing, and just they may have the hardest life, but they have the biggest smiles and the biggest positive attitude, way more than the people here who have way more than them.
They're
and
more
I
grateful.
Think
that's
looking at they're grateful for the little things, and that's what's special. And looking at that and coming home, like I think I actually seen a lot of like, whoa, it's bad here in senses. There's some areas in Hawaii where it's like really like that's what we're worried about right now, and so it's like I just want to be able to smile like them and be happy, and I have so much more than them, and I mean, no doubt I'm super, super grateful for it, and I'm lucky, and it's a privilege, but it was like special to see that. I think I like went home crying one of the days because it was like, wow, like this is how they live. But wait, those are the kids on the beach with the biggest, like it just warms my heart. Their smiles, and they're together, and since I've been home, 2 of the people who were there have passed away from situations of violence, and it's like, wait, I was just with that kid up there, it's sad. It's like it's real. It's still racism, all that is still such a real thing in the whole world.
Gender inequality.
But really in South Africa, it's still, in all of Africa, it's still a really big thing. And so
for sure.
Experiencing that and kind of seeing it, like we have it easy here in many ways.
100%. Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot of things we have so much to be grateful for. And I think, reminding ourselves of that is really important, and understanding that is
definitely important. Yeah. Mahalo for sharing that. Next question comes from Dylan Pakele. No question. Just thank you for being an inspiration to Hawaii and making us proud. That's all he says.
Love you, Dylan. Thank you for inspiring me and all of us. Yeah, he's an amazing musician. And
he was our last guest on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Or 2 guests ago.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, he's like my brother. I love him.
Awesome. Great family. Okay.
Yes.
Last question comes from Musubi Mama. She wants to know, are there challenges to being well known on social media in the surfing world, etc.?
Challenges of it. Honestly, no. I think there's moments where there is challenges. I think, but those challenges kind of more about perception again. Like it's just
like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, like it's just about what people perceive of you as a person. Like I know people who have a lot of followers who are perceived like they're such a bad person because they have followers and they did one thing wrong, and it's like, we're gonna die, and it's like, we're still human. Like, I mean, and I have a pretty good following, for a 17-year-old. It's not huge or crazy, so I don't see a lot of challenges with that. But I would say there has been moments of people kind of like using it to their advantage.
Like trying to get stuff out of you?
Yeah, like trying to get stuff out of me, or like you know, hanging out with me and like doing things with me, and then like they're like not of the purest intentions, but I
For
mean,
the clout, that's what the kids say, right? The clout.
for the clout, yeah. But
No
I mean,
cap.
honestly,
On God. Sheesh.
are you done?
I can't think of anything else. I would have kept going, but I can't think of anything else.
Nah, yeah, it's I don't know. I try not to see it because I'm still Pua DeSoto. I'm not like, I don't know how followers. Some people use it in a different way. I think that's when it gets harder. Is when people use social media as like this is who I am,
It's like a status symbol.
This is me, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I try to see
it's
same.
different too, kind of becoming like coming up as like a YouTuber, influencer or something, whereas professional athletes, they just have a platform. They have a following because of what they do, because of like a lot of times they don't necessarily want it. It just comes with the territory, you know? Whereas like some people who are just like mainly influencers, specifically like that's their job, is to have all these followers, to please them all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas athletes like you and like other people like I had Mark Healy on, and like he could care less about the followers, but because of the things he does, he has a lot of followers, you know?
Yeah.
And like it just comes with the territory. But then you're under this magnifying glass all the time where no matter what you do, it's gonna be scrutinized or praised. That's just the life you live.
For sure.
Blessing and a curse.
Yeah, there's a lot for sure, and I think that doesn't define who you are truly as a person. It doesn't. And some people, like you said, that's their life. That's how they make money, and you can see kind of that in some people. But I think I don't know, I see it as like an opportunity to share more and like a privilege to be able to have people rally behind you who you may not know, and having that support is special. Yeah,
and connects people.
It does, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, mahalo everybody for the Instagram questions. Make sure you leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. Okay, so we're coming to the back end of the podcast, and I want to know, what makes you proud to be Hawaiian?
This question makes me blush.
I know, you got a big smile on your face.
What makes me proud to be Hawaiian? I mean, our culture, our lahui, how just strong, how much we are kia'i, and just everything that Hawaii and Hawaiians and Native Hawaiians, or not Hawaiians, Native Hawaiians are. Like, that is special. And I love Hawaii because of the kapu aloha that we have for one another, and for our aina, and for our lahui, that we kukia'i when we need to, we kia'i together, you know, and especially that we support one another no matter what. And I think, you know, that's one of my biggest things. It's like, just let's uplift each other. Let's keep pushing each other to do amazing things. Let's not be jealous of other people. Let's work to be them. Let's work to, you know, be greater than them too. And so I think I'm proud to be Kanaka because of the Kanaka. They make me proud of being.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's amazing to see other Kanaka succeed. You know, I always think of community over competition, you know, other people who are having success in a certain area of their life. Be happy for them, you know, don't be jealous. Like,
when I was younger, I had moments where I was jealous. And I think now looking back on it, it's like, why was I jealous? I don't know.
You just wanted that.
I could have done it. I literally achieved it the next year. Or like there's like competitions like to win, and it's like, oh, that person won, but like I want to win. Next year I go to win it, and I'm like, was that worth it? No, because if you just put your head down and do it, you can achieve it. You can get it done.
Yeah, and I think there's room for everybody. Especially in the Native Hawaiian community, there's enough room for us to be doing the same things and all succeeding at the same time. You know,
for sure.
The ocean is so big. The world is so big. The jobs are endless. So, yeah, keep uplifting. Love that. Okay, what is some advice that you have for somebody who wants to start surfing?
Advice to start surfing. I think one of the main things is make sure you can swim. Like in general, like honestly, like not swim in a pool. Like make sure you could go out and swim in the conditions and in the deep. And once you're comfortable with that, have fun, enjoy it. I mean, surfing, don't put that pressure on yourself to be like the perfect person the first time you paddle out. Like go to places that are for beginners for sure. Do not like pull up to pipe and try to learn how to surf, guys. Like that's so dangerous. People don't understand that.
Not just for you, but for others as well.
Oh yeah. Like, you know, you paddle out there and, you know, your boards are flying everywhere. You're hitting kids in the head while they're on the wave. Like it's dangerous. Be conscious of where you are, the experience level needed for those waves. Make sure you can swim, but have fun. And surfing is about connecting with the ocean and having that special feeling when you get to he'e on the nalu and you get to ride the wave and you get to wave slide. So enjoy those moments.
Kiko Pao. Nice. Okay. What is something that you wish people knew about you that they don't?
Oh, God. Something people wish. Oh, I mean, a lot of people don't know that I'm like going to school and that stuff, which is crazy. Like people are like, "You're going to school every day?" And I'm like, "Yeah. At least I try to."
Yeah. Well, you know, are you getting homework assignments in advance, or how does that work?
Traveling is hard, honestly. Yeah. Like they just released a Challenger Series schedule, and I'm supposed to. It's May 6th is the first one. It's
like finals week or something.
And then it ends. The second one ends on May 24th, and baccalaureate's the 27th, and graduation commencement is the 28th. Exams are the 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna be a crazy month in May, and I think like, you know, like I broke it to one of my teachers today, and he's like, "You know, this class is a required class." And I'm like, "I know. And you better know I'm graduating. Like I'm going to get it done somehow or whatever way, you know, we have to do it." But it's, you know, a lot of people don't really know that I'm like fully went back to school and, you know,
you're going to college. Congratulations.
I'm going to college. That's crazy. I honestly asked me on January, like 13th, 14th, right after World Juniors, I would have been like, no, why would I go to college? And then like 2 or 3 days later, we went and visited Pepperdine, and I was like, I'm going to this school I'm going to the school in August, and I'm gonna do this in Challenger Series. Let's go.
What are you most excited about college?
I think I'm really excited to be independent a little bit more and to be able to kind of learn the hard things that everybody says being an adult isn't fun. I want to learn those things, and I want to conquer them.
Can you cook for yourself?
Yeah, I can cook pretty good. Kind of. I'll eat like salads every day. I don't care. I'm pretty simple. Easy. I'm simple and easy. You know, and it's like I'm excited to go and adventure the world on my own, in a sense. I'm excited to possibly go to events by myself or with a friend, and you know, because I mean, my dad goes with me everywhere right now, and so it's like, there's going to be those moments, I think, you know, because, you know, my dad has given me his attention for six years now, like straight attention for 6-7 years on surfing competitively. And it's like, now I have 4 younger siblings, 3 of them who are all competing. So it's like, now my dad's going to have to give them the attention, which is going to have to make me be independent in some ways. And so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to learn that. I'm excited to experience it and travel the world and still be able to do surfing and not just, you know, school. And I'm excited for the endless of opportunities that are ahead.
Do you know what you're going to study?
Business and entrepreneurship.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I had a business when I was like 12, and you know, I had a business when I was like 12. My sister had a bikini company since she was like 11. You know, it's kind of like my mom. I mean, she's crazy. She's crazy business. So I mean, I've learned so much from her. Honestly, I could, if I wanted to, I could probably, you know, open one up again. But it's like, I really want to understand everything behind it, the marketing and the hard stuff and the confusing stuff, and then I want to like drop a company on people.
And then make sure you join Hawaiiverse. It's free to join.
Sounds good.
We have the free app available now at the App Store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check it out.
All right, cool. So what are you most grateful for in life?
2 things. My family. 3 things. My family, the ocean, and my friends. My family, because they're my rock. They're the people I can rely on. You know, I trust them, and I can be with them, and they support me. The ocean, because it's literally given me my life, my career, my everything I have. If I did not have the ocean, I would not be where I am at all. I don't think, you know, it's given me lessons, lots of lessons. And my friends, because they keep me going. I think I've had a lot of hard moments, you know, and sometimes there's moments where you can't rely on your family, or it's harder to rely, like, you know, it's harder to open up to family. And I think for me, that's something that I've dealt with a little bit. And it's, you know, to have those friends that are supporting you, and have friends who are truly there to support you. And they're like, oh, you can't be here this week, the 1 week I'm home. It's okay. Go win. Like, go do your thing. Go have fun. You know, they're like, you know, do it, you know, and they will sit there and listen. And I think, you know, they've gotten me through a lot as well. They've helped me to just stay strong through it all, and to keep surfing and to keep competing. And they remind me, and they're honest about like the moments where if I mess up, you know, they're not afraid to tell me. Same with my family.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that.
Awesome. Friends are just the family you choose.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay. What are your future goals then? So college, competing, anything beyond that?
Yes. There's a lot. I mean, honestly, like, one of my biggest goals is to become an Olympic gold medalist in surfing.
Awesome.
Yep. And I want to also become a world champion surfer. And I want to do the tour. I want to become a junior champion before I go all the way to the end. I also want to uplift my community and all of Hawaii and our culture and our language. And I want to share that around the world. I want to connect with other Native tribes and communities around the world. Whenever I travel, I want to connect with at least one community and one group of people and give back to them and receive knowledge from them. I at some point do want to start a nonprofit that can, I don't know, do something to support Hawaii and the youth of Hawaii. I do want to go to school. I want to get my master's, I think. I don't know. Honestly,
you see after the first 4.
I've never really understood college fully. Like, I've never like looked at it, because I was always like, yeah, I'll go maybe. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm going, and it's like,
now you're
I'm
like,
committed,
okay,
I'm going, and then I'm like, I don't really understand all the levels and all that really fully. I mean, I do like the general, but I want to get master's sounds cool. My mom has her PhD, and I know that was a lot of work. So, you know, she can have the PhD, she can be the doctor, I'll get the master's, you know, and the little goals. There's so many little goals too to get there.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think a world surfing title is equivalent to a PhD, so you can just do that. Or Olympic gold medal. I think that's equivalent to a PhD.
Yeah. And I think my biggest things is I want to stay true to who I am, and I want to stay true to why I love surfing, because I haven't been, in a sense, in the last couple of years. And I want to just have kapu aloha for the world and everyone, and just be me.
Are you afraid at all of going away and being disconnected to the culture, or like losing the Hawaiian language? Because when you're there, like, you're not really going to have anyone to speak it with, you know?
I'm not afraid, because I'm not going to let myself lose it. I think there's going to be moments, sure, where it's like, oh, I wish I could be home for that or this or that. But I mean, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to continue. I can't forget Hawaiian language. Like, it's just, it's too in me to forget it. There'll be moments where I forget words, but like, it's in me. It's who I am. Like, I cannot forget that. And my culture, I mean, it's going to be harder to do things distance, but it's a challenge I guess I got to figure out and overcome. And I'm not afraid that I'm going to be disconnected, because I'm going to make sure I'm not disconnected. And I still want to be heavily involved in Hawaii and the community and the surfing and everything that happens here.
Yeah, and you can create your own community there that's based on aloha and all the Hawaiian values, and find a friend group that, you know, lives in the Hawaiian ways. Or maybe you learn other cultures too, and you get to share your culture with other people. So there's a lot of opportunity.
For sure. There's so much opportunity to share more of Hawaii there too. So it's endless.
Awesome. So I hope you're ready for this, because it's the life hack time. Hope you thought of a good one. What is your life hack?
Life hack. Honestly, it's long. It's not really long, but it's do it today, not tomorrow. Because I keep telling myself I'm going to go on a diet since January 1st, and I still have not gone on a diet since January 1st.
You, along with 7 billion other people in this world.
Well, because like I've done it, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, do it today. Why wait for tomorrow? Like, I mean, you're missing it. You're missing the opportunity already. You already missed it, you know, do it today. I think be who you are. Be and find who you truly are in what you're doing, and do what you love. I mean, come on, guys. That's like the biggest life hack, is be who you are or who you want to be, and love it and enjoy it and be grateful for it, and don't be afraid of challenges. You know, my mom always says, fail fast. Fail fast. You'll learn much better. Or my dad likes to say, planning to fail is failing to plan. You know? And so remembering that, it's like, if you're not going to do anything, you're going to fail. If you try, you might fail, but hey, you're trying, you're learning. And so don't just look at moments as a moment. Look at what you can take out of it.
Yeah.
So there's like 10. There you go, guys.
Yeah. Extra bonus life hacks. Awesome. I love it. Okay. We got last fast fave 5 questions. Okay. So this is just 5 favorite rapid fire questions. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Favorite post surf snack?
Acai bowls.
Yep.
Or ahikatsu.
Oh, from?
My favorite is 808 Puffs.
Never been there.
Or if you're in California, Aipono Cafe.
California? Huh.
Yeah.
Aipono Cafe.
They have a Hawaiian street food place.
Oh, wow.
I'm not making it very rapid right now.
Oh, no. No, the rapid as in you have to answer fast, but we can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ahikatsu. I like the ones at Ken's on the Laie side. You ever been there? Ken's. That one's mean.
Apparently there's a good one in like Waialua too, but I went to look for it one day and I couldn't find the truck. So
oh,
I was
yeah,
sad.
A food truck. Yeah, I think I went one time, but they're closed.
I was kind of sad.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite surf spot?
Makaha, my home.
Besides Makaha.
What kind of question is that? Makaha is my favorite surf spot. Nalu o Maihiva is my favorite wave.
All right.
Kea'au. Right next. I mean, yeah. Kea'au. I actually live in Kea'au. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Kea'au on Oahu until your dad came on the podcast.
Yeah, so I actually live in Kea'au.
Yeah.
But Makaha, Kea'au.
Okay.
Not the same, but yeah. Both.
All right. Favorite TV show?
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. I've heard of that.
By far.
What is it about?
It's about 4 teenagers.
That's probably why I didn't watch it.
Who are poor. It's about like kooks and pogues.
Thanks.
P4L.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
What is P4L?
Pogue for life.
Poke for life?
Pogues get to like do whatever they want, just have fun and live life, and then kooks are the one who are like rich and stuck up.
Oh, these are actual like in the TV
movie,
show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a slang for something.
No.
Okay.
Nah, but yeah,
Outer
I think
Banks.
Outer Banks.
Okay. Looking it up. Season 4 release date. Okay.
When's that?
Okay, hold on. We will let you know everything we know now.
Because season 3 just came out like yesterday, and I watched it all already.
Okay, well, I'll let you know the details of season 4 are still largely under wraps, but the cast seems hyped for what's about to come.
Solid. I already watched season 3, guys. It came out yesterday.
Premiered February 24th.
Yesterday.
No, I think today's February 24th. Came out today when we're recording.
That was the 23rd it came out.
Okay,
yeah.
let's see. There's no plot for season 4, but they said they're going to continue to treasure hunt while trying to finish high school.
They're worse than me, guys, you know. People, like, I go to school and people are like, oh my God, you came to school. And I'm like, really, guys? Come on, I'm here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, please.
Okay, let's see. Oh, it's a Netflix show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can tell you this, that the core cast will all return for season 4. John B., JJ, Kiara, Pope, and Cleo.
What about Sarah?
Appear. Oh, yeah, Sarah. I missed. My bad. Oh, I almost ruined it for everybody. Sarah Cameron. Sarah Cameron. Okay.
But yeah. I think there's a new TV show coming out soon that I'm excited to. Just call me. There's a new TV show coming out soon.
What is it called?
Under Wraps.
Oh, that you're in?
And it's going to be my next favorite.
Oh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay. All right. Favorite thing to do outside of surfing?
Journal.
Are you a writer?
I've written poetry.
Nice.
I'm a poet. I love writing poetry. I've actually have a book. I just haven't
awesome.
released it.
Thinking of doing some open mic nights?
No, I kind of like my own personal kind of stuff. But poetry, photography, hang out with my family and friends, being at the beach still.
Nice.
I mean, just laying out and enjoying the sun, and journaling. I love journaling, and I love trying to like reflect on myself and better myself and who I am.
That's a very good hobby. Okay. So. Well, do you and your family play board games or something? Like, what is like a typical family night at the DeSoto Ka'ai Hue Ohana?
Well, it depends. A lot of times, honestly, with everything going on, we get home really late. Mm-hmm. So we have like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock dinners, depending, you know. I don't know. I think like on a fun night, we'll like watch some movies, eat some dinner together, say our highs and lows, say what we're grateful for. And then we'll all go and lay down on the couch in the living room and spend time together. Or go to the beach and surf. It depends when it is. But yeah, nighttime would be like just stay home, watch movies, spend time with each other, or go out to dinner. Okay.
Because your family is a perfect size to play like all these like family games.
Yeah, it's hard though because we're all super competitive.
Oh, that's the best.
So we've played it and we're all just tired of playing it with each other because we all end up fighting.
You need a new game.
We played Monopoly.
Okay, so but Monopoly, no matter what, that ends up in a fight or somebody flipping the board. That's
one of the ones,
Monopoly.
you know, like Monopoly. It's like, oh my God. Like everybody's like, you cheated. It's like, oh my God, we're not playing this again.
You have to play a game where there's no like real winner or loser. Like one game I like to play with my friends, I learned in the Peace Corps, is this game called Salad Bowl. It's a mix of Taboo, you know the game Taboo, where you have to explain a word. For example, say I have the word cookie, okay? And I have to explain to people what cookie is, but I can't say cookie. Yeah. So it's a mixture of Taboo and then charades and then password. Password is where you can only say one word and they have to guess what it is. So basically there's 3 rounds and you can look this up. It's a really fun game. I suggest everybody to play.
Salad bowl?
Yeah, or fish bowl. It's either one. Basically everybody writes down words. Fun. Everybody writes down a word or a phrase and you put it in a bowl and you go on 2 teams and you have 1 minute to get as many as you can. So the first round, I'm trying to explain to you like it's water bottle. I'm like, okay, this thing that you drink from, there's water inside. What is it? Then you're like, oh, water bottle. Yeah, and then you get a point for that. And then you go do that for a minute. And then you put all the same words into the same bowl. And then the next round.
But can you say water if it's water bottle?
No, you can't.
Oh, you just...
Oh, I just... It was an example.
I'm kidding.
It's an example. And then the next round is you do the same ones, but with charades. So you only have to act it out. And then the last round, you only say one word. It's not. Because by the 3rd round, you already know what the words and phrases are. Because you're using the same words for the whole entire game.
Oh, I never know. Oh, okay. I see. It's not that hard then.
It's a really fun game. anytime I've ever played it with
I'll try it.
all different groups, they've all loved it.
I'll try to get my
So
family
if
in
you
one
can try
room.
to do that with your family, I guarantee you guys would have a good time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll try.
It's a crowd favorite. Okay, but
Sounds good,
if you
though.
remember, no pressure, no pressure. Okay, last question. Favorite song right now?
Oh God. Favorite song.
And sing it for us.
Whoa. I think my favorite song for the last couple years has been For the Lahui by Josh Totofi.
Oof, that's a good one.
Honestly, like
That's a good
there's
one.
moments where there's like some songs, it depends like
Mm-hmm.
you know where I'm in my life and I'm like, oh, I like this song or that song, but that kind of more is like moody depending on how
Mm-hmm.
I feel. But For the Lahui has been, it's the song I actually listen to it every time right before I paddle out in the water
Awesome.
to remind myself of.
Does Josh know that? Josh?
I don't know.
Hope you know that if you're watching this. It's awesome.
But yeah, so I watched that. I listened to it every time, every heat right before I paddle out
Yeah.
to
And
remind myself why I'm surfing and why I'm at this level of where I'm at.
That's amazing. That song's all in Olelo Hawaii, right? Am I thinking of
Yes.
the right song? Yeah, okay. Oh, love it. Awesome. All right, well, that's all we have for you today. You probably got to go and finish some homework after this, unfortunately. Hopefully not too much.
Yeah.
But if you have anything you want to share with our audience before we wrap up, let us know. If not, tell us where we can find you.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I have some exciting things coming out. So stay tuned. Summertime. There's going to be some fun, exciting things coming out. You can find me at Puamakamae on Instagram.
Great
And
profile name.
It's from my uncle. Kimi's husband is my godfather, Makamai. And I don't know, since I was born, he's Uncle Monkey Mai and I'm Pua Monkey Mai.
Oh, okay.
And so
That's
how I got that, guys. It's not just like I just made that up in my mind and put it on there.
Yeah, that's interesting because my nieces and nephews, they call me Kamunky, Uncle
Oh,
Kamunky.
really? That's
So it
funny.
must be the maka.
The maka, yeah.
The maka in it, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, keeping who you are, you know, and if you aren't strong in your roots, strengthen yourself, learn. I don't know. Yeah. Exciting things coming out. I don't know.
Stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Follow
tuned
her.
for everything. You know,
Support her.
follow along
Yeah.
if you want to follow my journey on Instagram. And yeah, I mean, you guys can always DM me if you have questions too and stuff.
Unless you're a young high school guy, do not DM her. Her dad will beat you up. Stay away. I got you, Uncle Duane. No worries.
Oh my God.
Stay away.
Stop already. You know what, guys? My dad's really nice. Nah, he's awesome. My dad's awesome.
Yeah.
He's protective though.
Okay.
So don't mess up. 'Cause you're not messing with me at the end of the day.
Business inquiries only. Okay. Well, I just want.
Yes, I'm going to proms. You know.
Okay.
It's
Have fun.
I'm still a teenager. So it's
Yeah. Well,
having a good time.
good luck with the rest of your high school and all your competitions and college and all of that. We'll be following along. Hopefully you win a world title. You'll be back here. You can celebrate it with everybody. So yeah,
Thank
mahalo.
you.
Just want to say
Thank you so much.
Mahalo.
Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, mahalo Pua for joining us
Check
on the
out the
Hawaiiverse
app.
podcast. Yes, check us out on Hawaiiverse.com and download our free app right now to start supporting our local businesses. Spread aloha, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. New episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host Kamaka, and you'll hear me next time on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Hui ho'o.
Aloha no.